Hello and welcome to the Had an Idea podcast. He's Michael Mason.
He's Ben Coleman.
And today we're very excited. We got a special guest, our first ever guest. We didn't even know we were going to do guests on the show, but we've got one anyway. It's Harvey.
Hello.
He's a man of few words.
Cue music. So Ben and Harvey, of course, I do have a question for both of you. And
no, I won't marry you.
in that case, Harvey. No, I want to know, what's the weirdest dream either of you have had?
That's an easy one for me because it was actually a recurring dream.
Is this the croutons dream?
Yeah,
I remember this.
The first time it happened, it was basically sitting in a room, like an empty room, and I had a bowl of croutons, and then whenever I finished the croutons, someone would come in and fill it up. But you know how dreams, like, it takes space over like a few hours, but it's only actually feels like 10 minutes. This felt like 3 hours. It was just constantly eating croutons.
Did it put you off croutons?
For a little while, yeah.
That was when we were in W.H. Smith, wasn't it? That's where that came about.
Yeah, well, that's how it came about, because we're, so much backstory to this. We were in W.H. Smith, and I think I had some soup and croutons. And
they had a cafe, like, it wasn't just in the book section with a bowl of soup.
W.H. Smith has a cafe?
It used to.
The one was it in town?
Yeah, the one on Ball Street, something like that. We used to have a cafe, not anymore. It's not even there anymore, I think. But
2 minutes in, I'm learning stuff already.
Yeah, you do, see. Something for the listeners at home. I don't know why I said that looking at the microphone. They're in there. Come out of there, you fiends.
So we were in WH Smith, I was having soup and croutons. And we were talking about a teacher of...
big fat teacher,
it's really big fat. I said to Mike, this is how he kisses his wife.
And I was drinking and I started choking with laughter over the idea of this big fat man taking a bite out of his wife's face.
And then someone you knew came through, Smith, and waved to you, and you were trying to say hello. Spluttering coke.
She worked there. She's like, "Oh, hello." She looked around and said, "Are you okay?" When she noticed me, like, "Oh, hello." And for some reason, that led to a dream about croutons.
Yeah. So, that's my weirdest dream. Harvey?
Oh, I have really weird dreams, like constantly. I once had a dream where no one had nipples. It was just smooth. Everyone's chest was just smooth. I
don't know how to feel about that.
The fact I'm saying this now, that was probably about 20 years ago, and it's still up there. So it was weird.
Every time you look at nipples,
it's just weird.
You think, man.
Yeah, I know what it's like if people don't, and it's much weirder if you don't.
When you wake up, do you just check?
They're still there.
That's not like a paranoia. It's just always there, back of the mind.
Every now and then, you just be staring into space, and that's what you're thinking about, Harvey. You don't want to know.
Yeah. Is it nipples again? Yeah.
Would that be like? Would Freud say that's like to do with your mother being breastfed and stuff?
Oh, I hope not.
I don't know if my mother was breastfed, honestly.
What else? I've had dreams where I had a really weird one once where I was Harry Potter and I was fighting Voldemort. I didn't know any spells, so I was kind of trying to channel. I was just pointing my wand at him, and he was there doing these really elaborate spells, and for some reason he had a health meter above his head, and each of my jabs of the wand would just take his health down a bit, and I'd kind of jump out behind a tree and shoot all that, and eventually I destroyed his health meter, and he started crying and walked off.
That's how the series should have ended. Voldemort gets sad and leaves.
I just remember vividly him going, "Just leave me alone," and walking away, and me being like, "Oh, did I go a bit far there?" And then the only other one that came when you asked me the question was I used to have a recurring dream as a child of being chased by a witch.
Oh.
But it'd almost be like you'd haggle with them. For example, it'd be like, right, if you say we're walking down the road, it'd be like, right, as long as you stick to the path, I won't get you. But if you wander, like, onto the grass or the road, I'm after you. And yeah.
I like the way he said haggle as if she's running, like, trying to sell you.
Yeah. But instead it's about trying to catch you, yeah. I probably had that one about 20 times on and off for a good 5-6 years.
Yeah. He's running away from the witch saying, can you do 5 for 3?
Was it like triggered by anything? Had you seen a film with a witch?
No, I almost think it was triggered by time. Like it's like my brain had been like, right, it's been 3 months now. We'll get that witch dream back out. It's very evenly spaced apart.
Every 3 months.
Yeah,
just preparing for it.
Maybe the listeners can vote on which is the weirdest.
Yeah, well.
I've got one more before you. I know you're probably going to say one, but you mentioned Harry Potter. The scariest dream definitely I had is when I was murdered by Timothy Spall.
I remember that dream. I remember you telling me about that. I wrote a script for it.
Yes, you wrote a script on my tragedy. But it started out, me and Mike were on a TV show filming, and Timothy Spall was there, and he collapsed, and he was like, ugh. And we said we need to get his medicine. So we got his medicine. They said someone needs to take him home, so I volunteered and took him home, put him into bed, and that checked he was okay. And then I came out, and I was at the top of the stairs, and he came up behind me and stabbed me with a knife, and then pushed me down the stairs, then followed me down and dragged me into his basement.
Oh, so you weren't dead from the push and the stab? You were then.
Oh God, it was. I couldn't watch anything with him in for months. I'm still
imagine a film or a TV show with him eating croutons.
Timothy Spall and croutons.
Oh, that'd be terrifying.
I like that dream. It's one of my favourites.
Can we move on now?
We can.
What's your dream?
Well, I had a dream once, and I think this is triggered. I used to do door-to-door selling. It was an awful job, but I had a dream about it. I was going door-to-door trying to sell something. And all the people were just like shadows. They weren't actual people. Yeah, quite weird. But I came to a house with a dog on the porch. It was like a little sausage dog.
Was it a shadow dog?
It wasn't. It was a regular dog.
Okay.
Well, I say regular dog. It got weirder. Because I thought, little dog stroking the dog. And the dog just pissed on me. And that made me quite angry. So I decided the best course of action is to strangle the dog. And I'm double hand strangling, but those children's toys, they're like a rubber thing,
like a rubber chicken.
Yeah, well, it's like they're full of water, and you try to squeeze it, and it slips out your hand. It was like that, and I was trying to grab this dog, and it was really rubbery and wiggly. And as I was trying to strangle it, it started talking, and it was telling me about firework safety. And I remember it saying, when using sparklers, always hold them away from your face and be sure to wear gloves. I'm trying to kill it.
Stop slipping out your hand.
Yeah. And then I woke up in a cold sweat.
Yeah.
But to this day, I always hold sparklers away from my face.
Oh, thanks for that dog.
I always wear gloves. Yeah, thanks to that weird dog that I tried to kill.
Dog.
It sounds a bit like if you've ever had a dream where you're trying to fight someone and it's like you're punching underwater and you've got it's like that but with strangling, which is
but that is the weirdest dream I've had.
I think that would probably get my vote, but I'd be interested to know what other people say.
I'd be interested. I've got another one just quickly.
How are you going to top that one?
I'm not. This one's not as weird, but it's one I very vividly remember from childhood. And I was at school and I found a trapdoor at the back of the school. I had to sneak around the playground monitors and found this trapdoor, and I opened it and I jumped down. And it led to my bathroom. Because my bath sort of curved like that, so I sort of slid into the bath like it was a slide. And I thought, that's cool. I'll go tell my mates. So I go back to school. Get all my mates round and say, there's a trapdoor that leads to my bathroom. Let's all go. I don't think I actually told them that. I might have just led them without telling them. What come? It's really cool. Watch this. And they went down ahead of me in this trapdoor, and I went down a trapdoor and again into my bathroom, and there weren't nowhere to be seen. So I'm looking around and say, guys, and I hear someone shout, Mike, help! And I look down the plug hole, and I see my mate Thomas McCorry, if he's listening. I apologise that I put you through this horrific moment where you got trapped in my plug hole, but it was stuck, it was really tight plug hole, and it was just like that, and I knew all my mates were down there, and I blocked the drains, obviously, but also killed my mate.
Did you get them out, or was that it?
No, that was it. I just woke up.
The end.
The end.
So yeah, listeners, let us know which you think is the weirdest dreams, and let us know if you've had any weird dreams yourselves. We could do with a laugh. So So from dreams to ideas, who's going to go first with their idea of the episode?
Well, shall we let our guest go first?
Yes,
Precious, precious spot straight away. So, my film idea.
Ooh.
Okay. So I saw this really rubbish film. It's always a good start. So there's a film years ago with Justin Timberlake in called In Time.
Ah.
Have either of you seen it? Good.
Let's keep it
for any listener. Yeah, don't go and watch it. It's not good. And I'm kind of stealing their idea because the film itself was rubbish, but the concept was excellent. So the concept was, instead of currency and wealth being dealt with money and things like that, it's dealt with time. So on everyone's kind of wrist was a built-in clock of how long you had left to live.
Yeah.
And for your job, for example, if you were well paid, you'd be well paid with time. And then you'd pay people with time. Those who are, living at the bottom of the social economic scale would be living almost day to day. Might have 12 hours, do a shift, and then they come out, they've got 20 hours left, and so on. So my concept was building on that because I like the concept. So I think you could have this film. I think would be a major blockbuster. You're talking not a great film, 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's what I'm aiming for, I think. But I think either way,
still better than a Justin Timberlake.
Better, that got like 35, so it's a lot better than that. You could effectively either have a concept where everyone's clocks all suddenly drop because of some either natural disaster or something global that's going to happen.
When the economy drops. When the economy is time. I like that.
Inflation.
So suddenly...
Yeah, inflation.
People who are extremely wealthy, who had, 1,200 years on their clock, suddenly drops to 10 days. Everyone's just suddenly on 10 days.
That would be cool. The film would be called 10 Days. Well,
I like it. No, I like it. Because I didn't have a name, so you've helped me out there. Or... the other idea I had was kind of about time, but it was more of a case of your clock said how long you had left to live, but it wasn't so much a currency, but more just your decisions influencing your... So people would almost... It was more of a Black Mirror. Do you guys watch Black Mirror?
I've seen bits and pieces.
So more of a Black Mirror sort of concept where effectively... This is where I find out they've actually done it on Black Mirror. And I was just recounting a Black Mirror episode. But effectively...
That was based on a Justin Timberlake movie.
So, like, for example, say you're walking along and you turn right. Suddenly you see your clock has dropped a year off your life. Where you think, well, actually, should I go left? You go left, it's added a year. Well, I'll go left then. And suddenly all your decisions are actually made for by the clock rather than your own brain.
You take up smoking and just... dwindles down.
Throw them in a bin, suddenly it's back up. So they're my two concepts.
I really like that.
I do like that.
The only question I have is because, like, say you said 10,000 days or whatever, but if they got run over the next day,
I guess that
can you die that way?
Yeah, I think where time is money, yes, that's just effectively once you run out of time, you're done. But obviously you could still die, whereas the other one I think is more decisions influencing.
But to be fair, with money you could get robbed, so it's...
You could rob
money
time.
could just...
Give me your time.
Transfer it from your watch.
It's like a whole series of films now, like Time Robber.
Ah, the Time Robbers. Time Bandits.
Dreams and time.
Yeah,
it's different levels. Can you steal time? Can you transfer time? I think in the terrible Justin Timberlake film you could transfer time, but maybe that's why you shouldn't be able to, because we don't want to do what they did.
That's true, yeah, good point. I like it.
Good on birthdays, like, I got you a year.
Yeah! Thanks, have another year next year. Keep getting years every year.
What would be a stingy amount? Oh, I got you an hour. Oh, great shit.
Yeah. Oh, John got me 5 hours.
Cheers, Grandma. Like, just what I wanted.
That's interesting, because you'd effectively be giving them one of your years, wouldn't you? So you'd have to pay for it. So, what if you're in a coma? Give him another year, it's funny.
Would it be paused if you were unconscious?
I don't think so. In my head, the concept was effectively you've got time. You could still die. It wasn't like a clock of this is until you die. but it's a clock of this is how much time you have. If you run out of time, then you will die. But otherwise, you're not being limited.
If somebody was in a coma and they pulled the plug, and you just see like the time just going down fast as they're dying,
Like the pointless clock.
yeah,
Alexander Armstrong. Armstrong at the bedside. Let's see if it's a pointless life.
very good. I like it.
But
I suppose the problem is, even if it drops down to like 1, you've got pretty limited time left. So
you said it's like a watch. Would that be like fused to your screen?
I think it's like built in, like almost.
Because if you lost it.
Yeah, like Buzz Lightyear, where he lifts up his
Yeah,
lift up your skin.
Oh, I've got 5 minutes. All good.
Whereas I think the second one was more about decisions influencing, and that actually decision making will affect your amount of life you've got left.
I want to see this now.
I do actually. Yeah, I mean,
Go and make it, Harvey.
as long as it's got a good cast.
Stay away, Justin Timberlake. You're not welcome.
Yeah, if Dwayne Johnson's in it, I probably won't bother. But you know, if you got Martin Freeman in there, yeah, I'll be up for that.
He looks like a guy who...
Quite a distinction between Dwayne Johnson and Martin Freeman.
Starring Martin Freeman as Black Adam.
Martin Freeman in Jungle Cruise.
Starring Dwayne Johnson as Bilbo Baggins.
It's Bilbo. Yeah. I like it. All right.
I like the idea of The Rock now doing a spin-off of The Office, just sat at his desk trying to win the receptionist over.
I want to see that. It's the opposite. It's the exact same. Dwayne Johnson takes Martin Freeman's role. All right.
Oh, no.
Who's next?
Well, I have an idea for a video game. And I'm going to admit I haven't thought this out. I've had to try a couple of...
That's the idea.
One sentence.
See where my brain takes me now.
Well, it's a game called Food Fight.
Oh.
It's a beat-em-up game. But with food, yeah. So it's like a strawberry versus a sandwich or something, things like that. And that is basically based on the name Food Fight.
Is this like a mobile phone game?
It probably would be, actually. I was thinking
that.
more like a console game, but I don't think
you'd get that.
No, I wouldn't get that far.
Paying
but-
60 quid for
food fight.
robbing a virtual strawberry or something.
Yeah, fighting a...
I can imagine it being a bit like a tower defence sort of game,
Oh,
but with
actually,
food.
that might be better. Kind of like Plants vs Zombies.
Exactly.
But I was thinking, you know, in games, especially like Mortal Kombat, they have that tower that you have to climb, then the boss at the top. Instead of that, it'd be the food pyramid. You'd have to fight to the top of the pyramid. Yeah, I'm glad you do.
So would you be a fruit yourself?
How dare you?
Yeah, are you throwing fruit, or are you throwing stuff at food?
You are a fruit.
So
Or just any kind of food. You could be an egg. Little egg with legs and arms.
This is where you could get like little kids, you know, suddenly
into
in-game purchases, you know, 30 quid to buy a better piece of food.
Yeah.
Parents livid, you're raking it in.
Paying like £6 on virtual fruit.
Exactly.
You have a bowl of real fruit.
DLC, you can be a cucumber.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cucumbers,
Watermelon.
A big, powerful watermelon.
That can be quite expensive.
A tiny little pea that's like very quick.
Yeah.
And very difficult to fight.
It'd be really good as like a healthy eating campaign. Like giving it away free and kids can play it without any...
I wouldn't give it away free, Ben. Come on.
Well, no, but you'd have in-app purchases.
Oh yeah, good point actually. Yeah. That's how you get the cough
You
the
could
money.
partner up with Uber Eats and like once you defeat like a casserole, then you can order a casserole and
Get 20% off one.
Probably better to get like some money off rather than the only way you can get the food you want. I've been trying to fight this bloody kebab for 12 hours. But that's it, Food Fight. What characters would we have? We've already discussed a strawberry.
yeah. But it reminds me of your idea from before. What was it like? Police squad made up of fruit or something?
Oh, Detective Lemonhead. He was a hardball detective who was also a lemon. That was it.
A bunch of grapes is the little... Get him!
A big gang of grapes. They call us the Bad Bunch.
The banana.
Just dealing puns.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just puns.
Banana saying, I'm not bowing, I'm always like this.
Bananas. You could have a banana fighter.
Yeah.
You could have strawberry, egg.
When you said a bit like Plant vs. Zombies.
Plants vs. Zombies, yeah.
I think that's spot on.
You want to go with that one?
Yeah.
Go with the Plants vs. Zombies sort of tower defense.
A little bit. A bit of a hybrid, but more fruit and food. And more in-game purchases.
yeah, exactly. In-game, but that's what we need. Microtransactions. That's what we
Lots
need.
and lots.
Lots and lots of microtransactions.
I like it.
Would you play it?
Yeah.
Yeah, try it.
Maybe without.
Try it.
I'd like to try it without me buying the in-game purchases. Like, if I'm profiting from it, then I want lots of in-game purchases.
There you go. Just the kids. Yeah.
I'm not really much of a gamer. Like the sort of games I play is Sudoku and Monopoly on the phone. So.
It's just like Monopoly. Tell him once he's bought all the in-game purchases.
You can unlock a Monopoly minigame.
You could have like, because they have in games like maps where you have to get to like each level is like a. So you could do like like butchers or greengrocers or something.
I like your thinking. That would be good actually for like different levels. You could have like a vineyard.
The boss level could be W.H. Smith.
Yeah.
Fighting croutons.
Yeah, fighting the croutons in W.H. Smith. Oh man. But yeah, that's my idea. Food fight.
Nice.
So you can go anywhere with that title, really. Tower defense, match 3 game. There's not enough of them out there. Need more match 3 games.
God, I hate it. There's games like you see advertised. It's like really cool game, and then it turns out to just be
a match 3 game. There's the one I love. Where it's like a woman goes up to her husband with like a pregnancy test. And it's like, I'm pregnant, and then dashes out the door, and then you have to fix up a house before like some children die or something. And you look at this, and that looks. Well, it doesn't look good, but it looks interesting. And you look at the game, it's just match 3 game. I don't know where this comes into it. This bit. But that's my idea.
Good. I like it.
Thank you. Food fight. Would you buy it? Audience, that is.
Well, speaking of food, there's something I was going to mention earlier that I forgot about. Because
Have we got sponsors? Get 15% off when you use the promo code BenandMike15.
15% off what?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead.
Off your time. But cause this morning I woke up, fancied a sausage sandwich, but we had no sausage. I was like, so I had to go up, and the convenience store didn't have any, so I went into the butcher's. But I haven't been into a butcher's in years, and I suddenly thought, I don't know how much sausage to ask for. Like a pack.
Surely you can do it by numbers.
Yeah.
It's 7 sausages.
Yeah, rather than
For
weight.
7
2 kilos. I don't know.
Well, because I thought a pound of sausage sounds familiar, but I thought, is that a lot? Like, it just gives me half a sausage. Don't eat it all at once. So I was thinking about that, and then I went in, I thought, maybe they're in packs, because some of the stuff was in packs. So I looked around, and I couldn't see it, because it was quite busy. So I kind of panicked and went, I want some sausage. Have you got any sausage? I thought, you're in a butcher's. And he just sort of looked at me for a minute. I thought, because he was Irish, I thought he said, no, this is like a specialist butcher's. We only deal in chicken.
Only deal in potatoes.
Well, I turned to his colleague and go, Brian, have we got any sausages? Is that the sort of thing we're likely to stock in a butcher's? So I just said like a pack of sausage, and he gave me like the most basic one. There was a few, and because he clearly knew I had nothing to do with.
Gave you the worst product for the most premium price.
Well, it was quite expensive.
Oh, what?
It was very good sausage though. But, he gave it me when I paid, and then he sort of gave me a little nod and a wink, like, "Is this your first time in a butcher's?"
When he said that, I thought maybe he's winking at you because it's like there's weed in the sausage or something. It's like special sausage. And like you just accidentally went in with like the buzz
the code.
Yeah. I like a pack of sausage.
Do you stock sausage?
Yeah.
Doing air quotes either side.
God, that makes it sound seedy. They're like brothels. I want some sausage. So that's my little tale about the butchers.
A little butcher's tale.
So my idea is for a dating app / site. Not / site.
Slash site.
Site for measuring how much.
A dating app for serial killers.
But it's an app or a site called date my friend. So, it's for an app where...
Ben, just ask.
It's an app for people who find like using online dating like intimidating, and they can't talk to girls or boys or whoever. So the idea is the friend does like introductory work and get it to a point where they're comfortable. So I'll use me as an example because I'm a prolific user of dating sites.
Prolific. Prolific user of women, more like.
I wish. So I'd set up a profile and fill in my details, then give you access so you can fill in a bit.
Your trust meter.
Well, there's a lot of trust involved.
Yeah.
So you add like a few bits like recommending me, say like...
Yeah.
He's a user of women.
He doesn't know how to order sausages.
So you'd put a little review of me.
Yeah.
And then I look at...
5 stars would use again. Sorry, go on.
I look at profiles, and then if I'm interested in them, I like them, and they can like me. And you can always look and suggest profiles to me. And then you can see the ones that I've liked or have liked me, and then you can message them.
So it's a bit like virtual wingmanning.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was going to say, it's like, when you're in a bar and you see a girl and you get your mate to go over and big you up,
I've seen that guy over there looking for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at him.
You go out with him. So what'd she say? Well, she told me to go out with you. The only question I have with this, say if I was talking on your behalf, would I be talking to the actual date, or would I be talking to the date's friend?
Well, you talk to the date. Because then you can tell them about me, they can ask you any questions about me, you can ask questions about them, basically get to know each other, then you can fill me in.
I beg your pardon?
but what about flip it from the other point? She's now not got her friend involved, and she's just speaking to two unknown males.
Yeah.
What if she also falls for the friend?
Yeah, I was about to say, what if
Well,
the girl you like actually falls for me?
the idea was then she's not talking to someone she's potentially interested in dating, so... But I expect maybe she can specify on her profile if she wants the conversation to go straight to her or to a friend.
Okay.
Yeah, and both sides can do that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I
So
like that as well.
And then when everyone's ready, you sort of pass the baton over to me and I carry on the conversation. So it takes out all the awkwardness and you already know bits about them. And
I kind of like the wingmanning idea, like you said. I like that.
That was an idea I had for the name, was calling it wingman, but then I thought, what about the female? Is that
wing people.
Wing people.
Finally, an app for people who...
Like chicken wings.
I was going to say identify as birds, but yeah.
Yeah, so...
I suppose the problem is the phrase wingman, whilst does specify gender in the title, it's more a concept of what it is. So if you put wing people or wing person or wing...
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell's that?
What if it was just wings? And you could have like a little gender symbols.
Paul McCartney to do adverts.
Wings sounds really unthreatening as well.
You've never heard Paul McCartney say.
What would Paul McCartney say if he was advertising wings?
I tell you right now, he'd just start singing Hey Jude. You can't get enough of singing that song.
Do you want to hear it again?
You'd be there, Paul, no please, just advertise it.
As long as it's not like the frog chorus.
So Ben, you do
Ebony and Ivory, because that's about...
I like it.
silly love songs.
Ben, you do a pretty good Paul McCartney.
Oh.
What would an ad campaign for Paul McCartney talking about Wings dating app sound like?
Hey guys, do you have trouble talking to a girl that you like? Well, now you can get your friend to do it for you. You just like the girls and he'll do all the talking. And then you get to go out with her. Yeah.
Oh, have I told you about my friend Paul? I used to be in his band, yeah. Well, it was supposed to be Ringo.
Paul set me up as well with a date with
There you go.
Olivia. There's just something about her.
Whenever I hear your Ringo impression, I just think of the
That
bit.
was George.
Oh, was it George? All right. Whoever
I
it
got
was.
George and I got yours as Ringo.
Oh, thank you. I don't know.
Harvey, are you going to do John?
Didn't say much these days. So.
That's Harvey's impression.
You can do Ringo or Yoko, excuse me.
Oh dear.
But I like the app.
Yeah, I like the concept.
Cool.
I think the feature where you select whether you're talking to the friend or the friend's talking to the friend. I think that bit, get the app to put what you want and then do it.
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely can imagine scenarios though where the wingman just steals the girl. Or I can definitely see that happening.
I think with a lot of dating apps and websites, there is room for abuse in terms of things like that. But
I mean, you gotta trust. I mean, like, I trust you.
Yeah, actually.
There's a few people I trust. Laura's. I wouldn't trust Cushion.
he's coming on the show, isn't he? In a couple of weeks.
You'll meet Gush in a few episodes. Our ratings will suddenly drop.
Or increase. Our first 5-hour episode goes out. But no, I like Wings. I also like the.
So it's called Wings.
I'm calling
I think
it
Wings is a good name.
And then you could have sub.
Because it also sounds like it's going to take you to a new level as well. Which I think there's a few levels to that one.
We could do a sponsorship with Red Bull.
Yeah, there you go. Red Bull gives you wings by downloading it directly to your phone. You have to keep on installing it every time you buy a can of Red Bull.
We'd need to have some kind of monetization, like where you pay a subscription to get extra features or something.
Yeah. I think a lot of those apps do that, don't they? Those sites.
Yeah, number of swipes, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Matches.
Yeah, so that's Wings. So
that's Wings. That's what was the name? 10 Days was it? The movie. That was my idea. Food Fight. Forgot already.
Do you want to do that again?
No, not really.
I like how you were picking yours up as being all in the name and just forgot the
name. What are you playing? I forgot what it's called. What's it about? It's about food that fight. Can't think what the name could be.
Oh, Comestible Punch.
Very good. That's a good review of it.
Right, so let's move on to our big idea.
Yee.
Okay, so Harvey, what's your game show idea?
Okay, so I want to start by saying I don't like this idea, but it's all I have, so I'm going with it. I think it probably builds on the concept of, in this day and age, we are, as a people, obsessed with giving out awards for participation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When really there's no prize in participating. There's prizes for coming first, second or third. So it's kind of going back to that a little bit. It's basically a game show, or it's like a bit like a game show, trying to find the best human. Okay? And so by best human, it's like I don't know, call it an 8-episode thing. You've got 8 contestants or whatever. You get more, but call it 8 for me explaining it. And effectively, each week you are testing a different attribute or skill set that you would like the perfect human to have.
Yeah.
So one week it could be logic, another week it could be intelligence, another week sporting prowess, whatever. And each week one person gets booted off for not being good enough. And then by the end of it you're left with a final between 2 perfect humans to see who is the best human.
I like it.
And that's my concept. So yeah, I suppose each series you could do different skills, but
So when you say different skills, are the people like chosen according to the skill, or is it random?
No, I reckon you want to be someone who demonstrates all of this stuff.
That'd be funny if you had like Usain Bolt, like
They're doing a maths test. Like, oh no,
I was meant to be in this.
Yeah. No. It's the all-round human. So, for example, you've got to be smart. You've got to be logical. You've got to be.
And you gotta be larger than that.
That could be the theme tune.
We get Bonnie Tyler in there.
So, effectively, you're trying to find the most rounded individual of. So, obviously, if you had someone who was incredible sportsman, whatever, but they're an idiot. Well, they're not going to win, so it's pointless them entering this competition. So it's got to be a rounded.
I'm tempted to say most sports people seem like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. So
Could we do one like for the worst human?
I did think this earlier. I thought, what could be the attributes you're trying to find the worst human?
lazy.
Just look at their Twitter feed and
The person who win just didn't even bother turning up. Like,
Yeah, because you can sort of get away with. Like if you're looking for the lazy, you could just say no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're looking for the most determined, then you'd have to.
yeah. Oh, you could have had 1 week on, but skipping back to the good human rather than the bad human. You get 1 week where they were actually being followed by undercover secret people, and say like they, I don't know, annoyed him in the street, needed help with something, but had pissed him off first.
Yeah.
Would they help? I.e., charitable. Bang.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So
I like
pre-recorded bits as well.
Yeah.
I like the like they wouldn't know about it. I like that kind of element.
They have
So they wouldn't be expecting.
There's certain
someone.
attributes that they wouldn't know about.
so like a mystery dining kind of.
Yeah, a bit Darren Brown-esque without any sort of magic or just the unsuspecting bit. Yeah.
I like the way as well you said good and bad humans. Like it's like there's an alien host. We require the greatest human of the world. The champions of the human race.
It's like a Rick and Morty episode.
Yeah. Show me what you got.
Swifty.
I've got that on Spotify. It's on my playlist.
Yeah.
Get Swifty.
My only other idea, very, very quickly, because I feel like I should say it, the three of us met doing improv, and I feel like you could have a game show, basically Maestro, being to find the best amateur improver.
You know what? When I heard the about the Maestro, about the contest, I thought that'd make a good TV show.
Yeah.
As long as you got good comedians on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my second half idea. Purely because I thought it'd be rude not to mention it.
It would be rude not to mention it. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, shout out to our friends from the improv club.
Yeah. We'll have to get some of them on the show as well.
Yes.
Each week, don't mean that all at once. Talking over each other.
And also, I don't qualify as a friend from the improv group, apparently. So. We'll have to get some of these friends from the improv group on one day.
You move from the improv group to a different group.
Yeah.
People are allowed in Ben's house.
Yeah.
You don't generally shout out to people who are in the room.
Big shout out to my main man Harvey. Nice to see you over there. Sitting less than a metre away.
Shout out to my dog Zeta who's lying on.
Shout out to my main man, the postman. What a package. What are you doing?
Quite enjoyed that shout out. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. We'll do another one next week. My friend from the improv.
Every week. Another shout out to Harvey. It's time for our bi-weekly shout out. Right.
Right, so is it my go now?
Yeah.
So my game show, unlike you guys, I'm pretty proud of mine. So it's called the Prize Warehouse. So basically we've got like a warehouse, it'd be a studio made to look like a warehouse. And it's filled with prizes that you can win. So like anything from like a car or a fridge, TV, watches, like literally everything. So then there's 3 rounds. So the first...
It sounds like it'd be a really expensive pilot if it didn't take off. We spent 2.7 million on prizes.
We can't afford to do a whole series. Spend all the money on the pilot.
Yeah.
No, go on.
I've just disrupted your train. Apologies. Go, Rob.
Oh yeah, they would cost a lot.
So the first round is called Bucket Dash. So there's 3 contestants. You're each given a relatively small bucket, and they got 30 seconds or a minute to run round and put as many things as they can into the bucket. Come back. And whatever they get in there, they win those prizes, whatever happens later. So they go away with something.
So it's like supermarket sweep, but you actually take the stuff with you.
Yeah, well that bit.
And it goes against my idea of people just participating, getting prizes. Everyone wins. No, I like it. Go.
So then round 2 is called Sticker Smash. So they have, again, 30 seconds to run around. This time they've seen what's in there, so they've got more of an idea. And they've got 3 stickers, and they can slap them on prizes they want to win. And then after they've done that, then they have to answer questions about those prizes in order to win the prizes. So if they don't get the
See, when you said the bucket thing, I thought it was just going to go up and up. Like next round, you got a wheelbarrow. Put stuff. Next final round, you just got like a forklift. I'll take this car.
So, what sort of questions are we talking?
Well, I've got some examples.
Oh, lovely.
Ooh.
So we might as well do this round now. Actually,
Go on, let's have a go.
well, I'll tell you the final, then we'll do that round. So
Okay.
the final is a treasure hunt. There's a mystery object that's placed in there between rounds, and they have to find it. And the person who got the least prizes in the last one goes first, because I like the idea of making it fair.
Yeah.
If you've already won prizes, then
Yeah.
so he goes in, then 20 seconds later the other guy, 20 seconds the other guy, and then I'm thinking maybe there's a time limit and the door closes at the end, so they got to make it out before there.
I like Jungle Run.
Yeah.
You ever
Crystal
see-
Maze.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And you've got to then spend some of your prizes to get your mate back out.
Yeah, yeah.
So then, like, whoever finds the mystery object, and it'd be something relating to a prize. So, like, if they found like a pineapple, then they win a Hawaiian.
I like that.
Whatever.
Hmm.
So yeah. So let's have a go of it. So this I've done a mock-up of, which I'll post on Instagram because it's not very visual here. But so
Just for the folks at home, Ben's holding up a picture of a warehouse full of stuff, including a rocking.
I'll show you in a minute.
Oh, okay.
So I'll give you, say, we'll start with Harvey because he's the guest. I'll give you 10 seconds to look at it and pick 3 things you want to try and win.
Okay.
Go. Stop. So what do you want to... That's a cardboard cutout.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking you can win Ariana Grande. She was one of my 3, yeah. I was going to say Ariana Grande, a PlayStation and the TV, so I can play the PlayStation on this.
Well, it could be tickets to see her or something.
You could show off your PlayStation skills to Ariana Grande.
Yeah, without taking it down a peg.
So Ariana Grande, you've got it now.
You put the sticker on there.
It's a
Okay.
PlayStation and TV.
Yep.
Okay, so to win something to do with Ariana Grande.
Win Ariana Grande. To do what?
Don't go back on the prize now.
Okay, to win a dinner date with Ariana Grande. What was Ariana? What was Ariana Grande?
You'd make a terrible host of this show. What? I think Ben needs rebooting.
I would not host
He's
it.
just got like the loading symbols going around his eyes.
Oh, I'd love to get glasses with those.
That'd be good actually. Yeah.
So, what was Ariana Grande's first solo number 1?
That is. I realise I picked Ariana Grande without thinking I know absolutely nothing about Ariana Grande. I'm going to have to pass. I do not have a clue.
It was. I looked it up and it was "Thank You Next." Which
Oh really?
I thought she had more before that. But
Those
she had some with like other people. But
Oh, okay.
apparently so.
Oh well.
Feel free to write an incomplete.
The
You won't get to watch me playing that PlayStation after all.
So, for the PlayStation, can you name any of the 3 main characters from GTA 5? It'd just be the first name if you...
No.
Okay, actually, I was going to say,
Go for it.
If
Go-
he
you go for
can't,
names. You can then steal the prize.
Yeah.
You can try
Yeah,
that.
do it.
Trevor, Michael, and Franklin.
Yep.
Hey.
You only get 1 PlayStation though.
That's all right.
Okay, so this one might be a bit
I need-
easier to
I need
read.
something.
It's
I need
multiple
something.
choice. So, when was the first TV successfully demonstrated? Was it 1924, 1927, or 1932?
I'm going to go with 24.
No!
It's 27.
27.
Ah.
I'm sorry, you've won nothing.
That's fine. I've
That
got my
means-
prizes from the start. That I
Yeah.
Actually,
put in
you
my
got your
basket.
bucket prize.
And you get to go into the final first.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And I get to walk past Ariana Grande. Just...
So, Mike, you got 10 seconds. Pick something.
All right.
Oh, 3 things.
3 things.
Stop.
Oop.
Ideally, not things. He's...
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a picture of your microwave as well?
I think it might be the one we have.
Okay. I'm going for the fridge, the jukebox, and the car.
Ooh.
Not for myself, of course.
So, for the car, Henry Ford famously said, "A customer can have a car painted any colour so long as it's..." What colour?
Black?
Yes!
Hey!
You've won a car!
And then you'd have like the audience going and like sound effects and everything. I like it. Fridge in the jukebox.
Oh, crap, I haven't had a question for the fridge.
Did he say fridge? He meant football.
Okay, skip that one. You can have that for free.
Let's go for the stack of books.
Okay, books, thank you. According to Wikipedia, which Charles Dickens book is the best-selling book of all time?
Charles Dickens.
Which Charles Dickens book?
I'm trying to remember which one he is. He's the one who did Christmas Carol, right? So I'm going to say that. Oh,
Oliver Twist.
Nope.
Oh.
A Tale of Two Cities.
Ah.
With 200 million copies.
Oh,
That doesn't seem like a lot, given how long ago it was.
yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, but that was back in the day when printing wasn't. So
is that just like then, or just all?
I got it off Wikipedia. I don't know.
Oh, I agree with that.
The hosts of game shows don't know everything about.
People start just asking Bradley Walsh. Are you sure that's right? I don't know.
Maybe this is where you need the equivalent of Richard Osman in Pointless, just chipping in with.
That's an idea. He could host it.
Yeah, didn't he quit Pointless?
Yeah,
There you go, brilliant.
He needs work.
Yeah. He has got his own game show,
Yeah, House of Games.
House of
That's
Games.
a really good show.
Oh.
but we'll steal him for this.
Kidnap him.
Yeah.
Stick him in a way.
Him and Ariana Grande.
Talking to a cardboard cutout of Ariana Grande. Right, the jukebox.
Jukebox. According to the Amusement and Music Operators Association, which Patsy Cline song is the most played song on jukeboxes in the US?
Crazy?
Yes.
Yeah!
That's what a jukebox.
My knowledge of Patsy Cline finally comes.
That's the only Patsy Cline song I know, thanks to Tyson Fury. So
Well, did he come out to it?
he did. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was awesome.
I'd love to see that.
He came out carried out on a throne. To Patsy Cline's crazy.
That's brilliant.
So yeah, that's the prize warehouse.
I like it. I like it.
I like
The
it.
only question I have is: are there
Only.
effectively winners or losers on it? Because I see everyone's getting prizes, but do you have like a you go through to the final to win X, Y, and Z, or is it just everyone wins?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Maybe only one person gets to go through to the final.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
I kind of like the idea of everyone going
Getting
with a
something.
prize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That first round was a good little.
Yeah. Because I've watched Price is Right with Mum. That's not the full title of the show. The Price is Right with Mum. So one woman comes out. And like she's always said, like she feels sorry when people go away empty-handed.
That's what I thought. And like Price is Right, they often win, and often like it would sort of give them helping hand so that they win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like the idea of giving away prizes instead of money. Because can't think of any shows that just give away prizes now. So you win a cash sum.
Well, that's what I like, the idea of like you pick the prize. Have to.
Yeah, I didn't think mine through. Picked stuff that I didn't know about.
Well, they're in.
That's the pilot scene. Now people are going to see that and think. But you don't go away empty-handed. You get your bucket. Yeah, well, a little thing.
You don't go empty-handed. You got some gloves.
Yeah. I like it.
So-
I was going to say as well, what you need is like a really raucous crowd. Because you know today, crowds... Remember when they brought Robot Wars back? The original one, like people were banging on the plexiglass, people were screaming, shouting, and they brought it back, and he was like very reserved, people politely clapping. Well done, bravo, sir. You know, it didn't have the same atmosphere, and I think
And you'd have like Supermarket Sweep, the guy voice narrating it.
Was it Peter?
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
Could you put challenges in the warehouse, like things to try and catch them out? Like if you'd picked this booby prize, then something happens, or
That would be good. And like stuff that's actually like
There's-
inflatable or cardboard cutouts.
Yeah.
It's that kind
You've won an inflatable car.
Yeah.
Damn it! I thought that car was very light. Picked it up and ran off with it.
I like that idea.
So there's a bit more like of a... You're trying to avoid certain things, but maybe it's not quite clear what you've got to avoid, but you've got to figure it out. And
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's loads of like potential.
yeah, there is. I like it.
I also like your idea of like you pick the pineapple and it's actually a holiday to Hawaii. You can pick some garlic and it's like a weekend away to do in Paris.
That's like take your pick, isn't it? At the end?
Yeah. They always
Takes-
have. like an old string vest.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be for,
They
actually.
could hint to which there could be clues as to which prizes are the good ones, and then you could just pick a pineapple, and it's just a pineapple because you didn't read the clues properly.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I do.
I bet that should have gone last, actually, because my idea for a game show it's not as good. There's no prizes involved, I'm afraid. It's just you're just playing for money. And this
I thought you
kind
meant
of
like playing for glory. Like, you don't win anything.
I won the show. Now I can go home and watch the repeat on Challenge.
It's like Taskmaster.
Yeah.
The glory of winning Taskmaster.
But this is kind of like the video game I had idea. The video game I had idea. The video game idea I had. Don't know what happened there. I think I just suffered a mini stroke or something.
Hang on, let me just reset mine.
She twitched my nipples. I'll reset me.
Yeah, well, if it was my dream, you wouldn't have any nipples. So.
No, I can't be reset. Anyway,
I'm trying to think now if we kept that in the edit or not.
I think we did. It's not going to be
Just like chatting beforehand.
So much like the video game idea I had, this is based on a title and not much else. And
I see how your ideas work.
well, I can tell you, it's a quiz show where people are asked questions on human anatomy. And I call it You Don't Know Dick.
Your last week was dick pics. There's going to be a
There's a
recurring
theme. Ghosts and penises is my whole thing. You should see my Pornhub account. Anyway, so yeah, You Don't Know Dick. And it's questions not necessarily about genitals, but just about anatomy in general. And if you don't mind, I have some questions.
Glad you said that. I'm going to pull down my trousers.
I'm going to whip it out.
Get your microscopes out.
I was going to say, I say whip, more reveal. All right, so, Harvey. Name the longest bone in the human body.
I think that is the femur.
Do you not mind not looking at my phone?
I can tell you now, I certainly cannot see.
Well,
femur.
I can tell you, is the femur. A point for Harvey.
Well done.
Okay, Ben.
I needed to get one right because I got none of yours, so I feel like that's...
Well, you got femur right, so you've got a point there.
It's all downhill from here.
You've won a femur.
So, Ben, how many pairs of ribs are there in a man's rib cage?
I want to say 12 or 13, because I think that's where the idea is 13 ribs. Because the God took one from Adam. Or is it 14? That's why there's 13.
Gonna have to press you for an answer, I'm afraid.
12.
Correct!
This is very tense.
You're both on 1 point each. I've only got 4 questions. This is a test around. Harvey, which is the largest organ in the human body?
That's a good question.
I think I know the answer.
Ooh.
Well, there's organs that can expand, so is it...
It's a tricky one. I can give you a clue. I think it's one you might not think of when you think of organs.
Brain? Is that why...
I'm afraid it's not. I can
can I
pass
guess?
it over for a point, Ben.
Is it skin?
It is skin. See,
Yeah,
you
trick
think
question.
of organs, you think of like internal organs, but yeah, the
I
skin.
think of Hammond organs.
Very good. All right, Ben. Final question. What name is given to the soft spot on a newly born baby's head?
I wondered where he was going with that. Dimple?
I'm afraid it is not Dimple. I can pass it over to Harvey.
Don't, for the sake of now, don't worry about passing it. You just tell us.
I can tell you it was Fontanelle. Is the name of the soft spot on the baby's head. When a baby's born, the skull isn't quite formed.
Yeah.
It's got a little soft spot here, then the skull sort of comes together.
Funnily enough,
No.
that's similar to what the man says when he drops the baby. Oh, fun to know.
Very good. So yeah, that's the idea of You Don't Know Dick, and I'm thinking maybe we can have like you can have like a picture of a person, picture of a man or a woman, and say, where on the body would you find this? And you just point them
Like
at...
a pin the donkey.
Yeah, exactly. Pin the
organ on the human.
Pin the... where would you find the appendix? And it's a picture of a person.
So would it be... I'm thinking, would each round be like one to do with muscles, one to do with bones? Or would it be like just different ways of playing the game, like one's just questions?
Yeah, I think it'd just be like different rounds. There's questions round, then there's like, you know, the pin the tail on the man round, the ponytail. And
also, let's just point out, it's quite sexist.
Well, it would have a woman as well. Women do have different...
titles you don't know about Dick, and then pin the tail on the man.
Well, you don't know Dick's... well, I was going to say well-known phrase. Not a well-known phrase, but it certainly is a phrase.
It's often been said to you.
It has, yeah. It's just another way of saying you don't know anything. You don't know
I
Dick.
got that.
I just think you don't know vagina doesn't have the same thing to it.
Exactly, yeah.
What you need is take my friend. You don't know vagina.
It's a strange name for your friend.
It's more of a nickname.
Oh, God. Edit all this out. But yeah, any other ideas for rounds? Can you think of?
Maybe there's a round where like you have to find, like similar to the pin the what's it on the what's it, but you have to find it on yourself and like present like where you think it is in your body. Maybe.
That could be an idea. Thing is, if it's like, where would you find your appendix? Well, I've had mine removed, so can I take my sticker to like a waste disposal at the hospital?
Maybe there's like a giant sort of inflatable sort of human torso, and you have to like run inside and collect stuff or like find stuff, or
like kind of like Funhouse,
yeah,
but with like a human body.
Yeah.
People running from like one part of a body to another.
Yeah,
oh, that'd be quite cool actually. If you did it like Funhouse, or what's the American one? I can't remember what it's called, but it's where it's like very messy and there's like guns and things. Mm-hmm. If you had like contestants going into a human body, but it was like full of not actual blood, but like dripping blood and like really filthy. And
you could have like an actual, I don't know, the dimensions could be, 100 plus foot of a human body, and you go in to find it. And that'd be awesome. Yeah,
and then it's like getting covered in all this stuff.
Like in the
that's a grey round. It's
Bush Tucker trials where they have to find stuff within all. Like,
yeah.
Especially if you do that first, and then like for the rest of the time, you're just standing there
freezing and it's covered in guns. I like that. But I'm thinking maybe this could be like an ITV thing, especially now that you've mentioned like the getting messy in the human body bit. I think, who's that woman who did that dating show where she like picked people off the street? Scarlett Moffat. She could host it.
What age group are you thinking this is at? Because this has gone from me thinking like doctors and things applying to 8-year-olds. So.
Well, I was thinking, what's the age bracket for like ITV? ITV3 especially. Yeah, like young.
And slightly older.
18 to like 25 people.
I think it could work as any age, in fairness. I think that could work for like 8-year-olds, and particularly with the guns you sort of
as well, because you said about like the doctors and that and kids. It'd be quite fun because then like the doctors would be better at the serious rounds, and then you get to see them embarrass themselves.
Your local GP like slipping over inside a 100-foot human body. I'll be up for that. You know who would be a good host? Is his name Dr. Christian?
Yeah, I was just
used to do embarrassing bodies. Yeah. He could be. Him and Scarlett Moffat teaming up.
There would be a game show host who knew the answers to it.
Actually. Yeah,
Scarlett does know a lot about that sort of stuff.
Yeah, probably not. Fontana.
I don't really know, Pet. You.
I think she's the one that like giving the answer. Like, after they've already got it wrong. I don't actually know myself.
Suddenly got Irish.
Yeah. I've been away for a bit, picked up the lingo.
I think they'd be quite a good duo, actually.
Oh, yeah.
What, Dr. Christian and Stephen?
And Scarlett
Moffat. Would you watch You Don't Know Dick?
I would, I think.
I think I'd have to give it a go, yeah.
I'd give it a go.
Would you appear on it though? That's the other question. I
Ooh.
think I would. I'd be up for that.
I'll be up for, yeah.
I
Getting
wouldn't be very
mucky.
good at it.
Particularly if you've got a chance to win money.
Yeah. What was your idea called again?
Prize warehouse.
Prize Warehouse. No, I'd watch that.
Can't even remember what mine was called. Did I even say a name? It's about finding the most superior human.
Yeah, the best human. I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's like...
I think there'd be prestige of a prize, but there's got to be cash, because otherwise...
Yeah.
You can't just be like, and you win. Now pay for your taxi home.
That sounds a bit like the Krypton Factor.
Yeah.
You know, the old show that was like mental tests, but then they had like the what you call it, the assault course at the end. That I'd love to watch that. Yeah, definitely. Finding who the best human is. You could do it where every human being in the planet has to take part.
Imagine if you came like really like towards the bottom. You got eliminated first. Every human, and you're the worst.
I probably would, to be honest. I wouldn't put it past me. So I didn't even turn up, so of course I lost.
Yeah, but you and about 3 billion others didn't turn up, so you got to play off between them.
But yeah, I like those two ideas.
So yeah, I think we've got 3 good ideas there.
Well, those were our big ideas for this week. Let us know what you think.
I think they were very good. I just told you.
Not you. People at home or on the bus, wherever you might listen.
Yeah, in a mental home.
In a mental home, yeah.
So, as usual, we've got the hat to pick next week's topic, and Harvey has agreed to do the honours.
I can confirm there is a hat.
There is indeed a
Very
hat.
fancy hat.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's a business.
I'm holding it
Ooh.
up, showing it to the microphone.
Yes. Just don't say
Business
anything.
idea. Now, yeah, I like that one.
So we got to
A
think
lot
of a
good
business
potential.
for the next episode. All right.
Well, we've got plenty of time.
We got plenty of time.
So we'll have a chat with Harvey after, try and get him to suggest stuff and then to do that.
So say if you want to start a business. All right.
So thank you, Harvey, for joining us.
No, thanks for inviting me on.
It's been great fun.
And thank you all at home for listening.
If indeed you did listen.
Well, if you didn't listen, you're probably not hearing this, so the thank you's not for you.
Yes.
Do you say, like, you're welcome when you hear someone in the distance saying thank you to somebody? You're welcome. You hear something.
So, last thing to say is a big shout out to my friend from the improv, Harvey. So thanks for listening, and see you next time.
Well, we won't, but...
The Had an Idea podcast was created by Ben Coleman and Michael Mason. The title music was Panama Hat by Audio Nautilus. Thank you for listening.